It was 19-all with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. I wouldn't say it's a slow start. Personally, I would say with 2:59 to go, it's a tie game, 19-all. And they closed on a 10-0 run. In the second quarter, we started down 10, and they went on an 18-2 run. So that in there is a problem. And obviously, I think the starters were okay to start, but our bench just didn't give us much. So I think just got to find, some maybe different guys to play that can give us something, some kind of life, some kind of energy, some kind of productivity. There's just a lot of empty minutes being played right now by too many guys, and that just can't be the case.
It was a tough stat line for AG tonight. Was it something they were doing with him? Was he just missing looks that he usually makes, or did you see him really be tested?
Yeah, I mean, their length is problematic. They're a good defensive team, obviously. Very uncharacteristic for AG to go 0 for 12. I think him, he should be trying to get to the foul line more, playing in attack mode. But when he did try that, they just swarmed him. I mean, they were all over him. He was out there at that second unit. And obviously, we just couldn't buy a shot. I think for the longest period tonight in that first half, I think Nikola had 4 of our 5 field goals for it seemed like the first quarter. He had 6 of our first 7 field goals forever. And, it was tough. It was tough for us to generate any kind of offense. But AG will bounce back.
How do you address those empty minutes with bench guys? Does that start with individual conversations with them?
No, I just told them, minutes, I'm going to start playing different people. It's, you just can't go out there because you think you're going to play and just go out there and do nothing. I mean, you got to bring something to the party. I thought Justin Holiday, give him credit. I thought he went out there and, was one of the few guys that had a positive plus minus, but I thought Justin played pretty well. So, we'll see. We're going home. Very disappointing road trip, 1-4. And, that's a challenge, when you have so many young, unproven players off the bench. But we also have games to win. And that delicate balance is a tightrope, but we need to get a win. And I'm going to play the guys that are going to help us get a win.
I know you're never about excuses, but I want to give you an opportunity to talk about just how much Jamal Murray does mean to this team in terms of how it changes the rotations, but also how it maybe changes the roles for the starters as well with him on the floor.
Well, yeah, we're playing lineups out there with no point guard. Think about all the minutes that we played tonight where CB goes out there and replaces Reggie. So now there's no true point guard on the floor. And we probably had quite a few minutes of that tonight. Jamal Murray, what he did in the NBA Finals was historic in nature. Only a few guys have done what he's done from a stat standpoint. So you're talking about a guy that can average 26 points a game, that can average 10 assists per game, that can average 6 or 7 rebounds per game. And he and Nikola Jokic, in recent memory, may be the best 2-man combo in the NBA, especially in clutch time. And I know it's easy to say because Jamal is not playing, but I think if Jamal Murray plays, I think we win the game last time we played here, a 3-point loss. I think we win the game in New Orleans. I think we win the game in Orlando where we had 5 turnovers for 8 points in the fourth quarter. But he's not here. So we have to find a way. And I think Reggie struggled tonight. We all struggled tonight. I did a piss poor job coaching this team. So this isn't like the players. This is all of us. It starts with me as a head coach. 1-4 in a road trip. Blame me. But Reggie, I think, has done a really good job in place of Jamal. But just like if Nikola goes down, we don't have another Nikola Jokic. We don't have another Jamal Murray. And so getting Jamal back, hopefully really, really soon, will just kind of restore things to their natural order and hopefully give us some confidence. But, we're learning about ourselves right now. We got off to a 9-2 start. Things were great. And now we're 1-4 on a road trip, and we can't win a game on the road. We're kind of getting away from who we are at our core in terms of defense and toughness. And, it's got to change. And you have to be an active participant in your own recovery. And I know I'm going to do that. I'm going to challenge all of our players to do that.
Coach, you always talk about assists. You only had 17 assists, didn't shoot the ball well. But we do a try or a cut of the game. We found like one cut that led to a score. It seemed like there was a lot more standing. Is that related to fatigue, or is that related to you guys just haven't had any practice time in the last 2 weeks?
Probably a combination. You know, I think that's a fair point. I think our assist numbers lately have been great. I think we had 29 against Orlando. I think the ball is moving, but I would agree with that, Scott. I think without having watched the film, a lot of possessions, we were 5 out. Just 5 guys on the perimeter. Really, and then 5 stationary guys. So if you're going to be 5 out, somebody's got to give themselves up. Somebody's got to crack that paint, put pressure on the rim, force them to help, open up a paint 3. We're not generating enough paint 3s as of late. So that's through ball movement, that's through body movement. And being unselfish is not just making a play with the ball, but being unselfish is making a play without the ball. Setting a screen to get somebody open, running the floor in transition to flatten the defense out, getting to the corner, not stopping at the break. Those are all little things, but when you add up all those little things, they become big things. And you're right, and we're not going to have practice time. I mean, we're going home to a 5 games and 7 nights, and we get home for one day. I can see my wife and my girls and my 2 dogs play a game and go right back on the road to LA. And then we come home for one, we go back out for 2 more back-to-backs. So it is what it is. I'm not going to feel sorry for myself. That's not in my nature. I'm not going to allow our players to feel that way. We got to get back to work, find a way to do that. And when we do that, I know how capable this team is.